Yeah, I think the first sort of 40 years of my life has been a real struggle a little bit, you know, because basically I don't think I was, it's not my mum's fault, you know, because of divorce and all that, whatever.
Yeah.
I just wasn't brought up properly or educated properly at school.
Mm.
And like so I've said in previous episodes, when I left school I couldn't read or write very well,
Yeah.
like a lot of children could. I've had to teach that to myself, you know, I wanted to learn to read and write, you know. So I pushed myself and stay, you know, my choices really, you know, I wanted to catch up really, and I feel like I have caught up, you know, and I'm above caught up actually. I've gone, you know, I've been
above and beyond kind of thing.
I quite enjoy English today in a kind of way, you know.
Yeah.
And my spelling's a lot better, if you see what I mean. But I just feel like the first 40 years have been a bit of a struggle.
Yeah.
Because I was uneducated, but now I've learned for myself now, and I can put my feet up, and I'm hoping to enjoy the next 20 years, you know, and not get angry like I used to, and so on, you know. I mean, I've learned really sort of like, it's up to you really, you know, if you want to be angry and all this kind of stuff, you know, you're ruining your own day.
Yeah.
You know, and I've kind of like learned all this through experience in a kind of way. And I just know that in the future I'm going to change myself to be a much happier, jollier person. You know, and aim to get, you know, better every year that goes by, if you sort of mean.
Yeah.
Because I say I'm not here for long, you know, and it don't matter what I own, right, I'm going to leave it all behind.
Oh, true, yeah, like we all are.
Yeah. And I know how time, 1 week goes quickly, you know. So I don't know. I think a lot of people think they're going to be here forever.
Yeah.
And they're settling in. They're thinking they're going to be here for 1,000 years, but they're not.
Well, let's be honest though, right, mate? When you're at a certain age, you don't ever think about your mortality.
No. No, I mean, I
it's not until you get older and you start to become a bit wise and you start to really understand life and really see it for what it really is, and kind of etc. That you start to understand and think more so about mortality. But when you're young, you almost feel, well, sometimes you do things that you would think, right, when you look back and reflect, you think to yourself, God, like, why would I do that? That was so dangerous. Like, you know, I could have, you know, that could have been it, you know, doing some silly, you know. But yeah.
I mean, I changed myself last year a little bit by starting to feed the pigeons.
Yeah.
And I do it now and again when I get time. It makes me feel happy.
Yeah.
And I film it whilst I'm doing it, you know, and as I've said, I've got my own little channel, and a lot of people smile about what I'm doing too. Got the old person that don't like it, but I just feel that those people have got to change.
Yeah.
There's some things I don't like in life, you know, like I've said to you,
Yeah.
I'm not a great fan of cars.
Yeah.
I never have been. But I understand people loving them and all that, you know. I can understand the greatness of them as well.
Yeah.
I understand why people need them for their jobs and so on. But
some people literally
you know, like, so we all got different interests there. You know, some people like football, some people love this, some people love this, some people, you know. But I feel like I've learned how to be happy because, okay, I don't like cars, but I'm not going to let it ruin my life. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna have to accept what people love. Do you know what I mean? You know, I'm gonna have to accept other people, and I'm just have to accept the world I live in a kind of way, and accept it's not perfect in every way. But I'm not here for long anyway. I'm just gonna, you know, I'm basically on my last days, and I'm going somewhere else soon. Do you know what I mean? I feel, and I don't understand why so many people take this world so seriously. In a kind of way, you know, they're all. Not everyone, but they're all trying to sort of earn as much money as possible and spend most of their time at work earning the money. But at the end of the day, you know, when life is over, you look back at your life and you think, goodness me, I've been working all my life to get money, but I've never really sort of enjoyed it in a funny way, you know.
Well, it's kind of a scam really, mate, when you really think about it. You know,
I do feel like it,
you
know, because we don't need all these things.
Well, let's think about it, right, mate?
We don't need all the things that they're selling.
The average person, not so much the younger people today, because it's a lot harder for the younger generation to get onto the property ladder today, to actually own a property. But anyone kind of in the age bracket of currently who are in their 50s or their 60s, a lot of those people tend to have had a mortgage for most of their life. And and like you said, they literally spent 25 to 30 years of their life working, doing the same kind of job day in, day out, you know what I mean, for most of their life, if you see what I mean. And then once they get to a certain age, they retire, and you might be lucky if you have 15, 20 good years of living and enjoying your life and actually relaxing, if you see what I mean, after all that time, before you might kick the bucket, you know. And that's just a reality, because even if you look up these statistics, the average life expectancy for, this is average of course, people do live longer today, you know, but the average life expectancy for average male today, I think, is like 75, and for women it's like 80.
I've got long left then.
So for women it's like 82 or something. If you see what I mean, 83 or something like that. Average, that's the average of course, you know, like I said today, with, you know, food and medicine and other things that we've got today, people do tend to live longer, if you see what I mean.
Females in nature all live longer, like cats.
Yeah.
They live a bit longer, females.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I think it's something to do with their siblings, you know. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know those answers.
But I think also, if you think about it, like back in, not so much, well, today too, but once upon a time it used to be the men dying in the wars, and the men going out to do the dangerous stuff, if you see what I mean, and end up something would go wrong or something would happen and they would lose their life, and you know, someone would have to go back and report to their family and say, you know, sorry, and you know, so yeah. And if you think about it today too, generally speaking too, there's when it comes to doing like really ridiculous, like stupid, outlandish shit today that some people do, if you see what I mean, it's usually men. If you see what I mean, doing something silly or stupid, if you see what I mean, and you know, and because of that, you know,
I find there's a lot more items in the shops for women than there is for men. You know, if you go, there's a few charity shops around here, you know, and if you go in there, there's a little bit for men.
A little section.
You know, just a few clothes.
Yeah.
And there's loads for women everywhere, you know, and I just feel like it's made, I just feel like things are made for women, you know, makeup.
Well, if you think about it too though, mate, right? Generally speaking, women would do more shopping than men. Even if you think about it, in terms of actually, don't get me wrong, a lot of people do shopping today because a lot of people shop online today, so it's almost accessible for everyone. But the whole idea of retail therapy. You remember when people used to talk about retail therapy? People getting angry and upset and going out and buying themselves gifts and nice things to try to compensate for how they're feeling in that present moment, if you see what I mean. So yeah, you know, that whole idea of retail therapy was pretty much predominantly based around women. So yeah, that's why that is, mate. If you think about it, women generally are more into fashion. Women are generally more into buying things, more clothing and handbags and shoes and
funny when you think about
accessories than men do generally.
Personally, I look at clothing, you know, like for instance, a baker wears a baker's hat, you know, normally if they're, you know, if you go into a restaurant, they've got a baker's hat on, all this, you know, and I just find it funny, we've all got different uniforms on, in a funny way, doing different things, you know, that's a fireman, and that's a postman, you know, we've all got different uniforms, but at the end of the day, if you take these uniforms off, you know, we're all human underneath them, you know, like doctors have got white coats on.
Yeah.
And I just find it all a bit bizarre, really, you know, in a funny way. I can't explain it. I wish we'd change in a kind of way from this uniform thing. I think it's been evolved, you know what I mean? Like, children's got to wear uniforms by law. Girls have got to wear that particular dress, you know, that. It's all brainwashed to us in a funny way, all this, do you know what I mean? You with me? You know, I think it's been going on for centuries now. This kind of like, this is the way women should look, and this is the way a boy should look, do you know what I mean? In a funny way, you know? Like, you think like clothes were kind of invented, you know, and they've slowly come amongst us, do you know what I mean? You know, but somebody's ordered what you've got to wear, you know, in a funny way, you know, along the way, you know, some king or queen, you know, sort of don't know. It's just funny. I don't know why I'm talking about it really. But yeah, just interesting.
Yeah, it's changed though, isn't it?
Well, we can change by the way we look, can't we? By what we wear. I mean, I got the choice actually to wake up tomorrow and go shopping and go and buy a dress.
Yeah.
I mean, funny enough, I see some men going around wearing dresses. There is one man that
I've seen him.
Dresses, yeah?
I've seen him. Yeah.
Yeah, he wears dresses, and he's got a. I don't know. We all got a choice, haven't we?
We've all got choices to make in life, to each their own, Like we always say, mate, we're big believers in the whole idea and concept of as long as you're not hurting anyone, as long as you're doing what makes you happy, yeah, and you're not hurting anyone or destroying anyone's life or doing anything that could affect anyone else, then you should be free to live your life.
Yeah.
It's up to you what you choose to do. Like, we've all got decisions to make. We've all got, our lives to lead, and no one else can lead our lives for us apart from us as individuals, if you see what I mean. I can't live my mate's life. He can't live my life. No one else can live someone else's life.
Swap over.
Well,
like you live here and I'll go and live with your children and all that.
Yeah, but but the thing is that you would never be you would never be my wife's husband. Do you get what I mean?
Pretend.
No, well, you could pretend. Yeah, I guess so. But you get what I mean there. Like no one else can live your life for you. You have to. It's like even when people commit crimes, you're the one that has to face the consequences and the ramifications for your actions and what you did. No one else is going to go and do that prison time for you. Let's say you're out here doing crime and you're getting, doing lots of wrong, terrible shit to people and whatever else, and you eventually get caught. You've made all those decisions, all those choices, and because of the choices that you made, they led you onto that path, if you see what I mean. And now, because of those decisions, and like we said earlier, every choice and everything has a consequence, whether it be good or bad. So now you have to face the consequences for that. So let's say you've got to go and do 10 years in prison.
You can't do the things you want anymore.
Exactly, and you're the one that has to suffer. No one else is going to do that time for you, or you're the one that's going to be there. So try to make wise decisions. Try to think ahead. Try to be strategic in your thinking. Try not to be impulsive. Try to be patient and analytical.
Try to enjoy life.
Yeah.
That's what I do anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like you've got to focus really in life, haven't you? I feel like on yourself.
Yeah.
And I just feel like too many people in this material world we live in, as I might have said before, fall in love with their items, their cars, they forget to love all the birds, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All themselves.
Yeah.
That's what they do, when you fall in love with other things, like car, you kind of like pull off the attention from yourself.
Yes.
Because you're putting your attention to something else, if you see what I mean, or your focus onto. I could never fall in love with a car, but I can see how sexy they look and how beautiful and designed they all are.
Yeah.
But literally, some people really do fall in love with their cars.
Oh, of course.
Some people love their cars more than their wives.
Yeah, true. It's their most prized possession.
Or some women might love their car more than their bloke.
Yeah.
So on.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's one thing I've really changed about myself over the last 20 years or so is not fall in love with material.
Well, as the late great Bob Marley used to say, as soon as you said that, that's the first thing that popped into my head. As soon as you said that, it made me think of a quote that he once said, and it's the same thing for me. I realised this years ago. Possessions do not make you rich. Yeah.
It's your attitude.
It's your mindset and the blessings that you have, if you see what I mean. Possessions and material stuff do not make you rich, if you see what I mean. The richness that we have like, you know, Bob Marley did say, was life and
having eyesight, having hearing, having touch, you know, all these things, you know, like people forget about all that, you know, because they're so tangled up, I think, with their items. Or even TV, you know, watching TV too much, you know, like I said, like, I think last week, you know, it kind of ruins your own being, your own life, because, you know, if you're not getting any time for yourself, you're not getting anywhere. You're not getting anywhere, are you, really? You know, I mean, I've got a choice to wake up tomorrow and watch TV all day, watch film after film after film, you know, if I want to. And then the day after, I could wake up and do the same thing, you know, just watch movie after movie, you know. I'm quite a free person, you know, I haven't got to get up and go to work like a lot of people have today.
True,
I've done all that in a kind of way, you know. Like I said, I'm retired, and I've got a choice to stay in bed all day tomorrow. And be really lazy for the next week if I want to. But at the end of the day, if I did that for a whole week, watch TV and just being lazy for a whole week, I wouldn't achieve anything.
Oh, true,
Not much. Well, you know, I might achieve an idea in the future from it all, you know.
Well, it's not the most productive thing to do, is it?
No.
You know?
No, and I just feel like that's not changing yourself, really, you know. I feel like you need to change yourself from being lazy, change yourself from being angry, to being happy, somehow. Being positive, being positive to yourself, being honest to yourself, and so on, you know. It's really important, actually, isn't it, to follow that line every day.
Well, the thing is that if you can't be honest to yourself, then who can you be honest to? You know? And that's just the reality. If you can't even be honest with yourself.
I do lie to myself in the mornings. I say, I'm going to do this, and I don't.
Well, I think all people are guilty of that. But it's just discipline, you know. That we always talk about all the time. Discipline is the discipline. You know, it's the key. You know.
Some people make New Year's resolutions and all this, and they say, I'm going to give up smoking and do this, and they don't.
Well,
so
what's the point of waiting to a particular date or a particular time to give something up? If you're going to make a conscious decision to give something up or to remove something from your life because you believe that it has a detriment to your life or it's not serving you any purpose anymore, then you should stop right there and then. You know what I mean? And go cold turkey, essentially. You know, just give it up. You know, you have to be mentally stronger than your physical habits, if you get what I'm saying. You know, it's about having control over yourself. You know,
be strong for yourself.
Yeah. You gotta have control over your habits. You know, anytime anything starts controlling you, then that's when it becomes a problem. If you see what I mean. Gotta be strong. You've got to be strong-willed. You know, if you're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna give up X, Y, Z because I know that health-wise it might not be good for me, or whatever the case may be. If you see what I mean. Just for a random example. Then it's you've got to make that choice to say, listen, I'm gonna quit today, and that is it. There's gonna be no going back to it. You know, I've made my mind up. I've made a definitive decision. I've made my mind up. I'm not gonna go back to this. This is what I'm doing now from here onward, and this is it. You know.
See, I know it's one of my flaws, alright, but I don't really want to give up tomorrow. You know, I'm not saying to myself that. You know, I kind of enjoy it. You see what I'm saying? I know that it's not doing me any good. You know? I feel like sometimes it's helping me mentally.
Yeah.
You know, it helps relax and so on. You know. So that's why I do it, really. You know, but I feel like, well, you know.
What's that? Oh, the smoking.
Yeah, I'm talking about smoking. Yeah. You know, but time is going. I'm getting older.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I do carry on smoking, you know, my lifespan's not gonna be as long.
Well, you never know, mate. You've been smoking all these years, so your body might just be used to you smoking.
True, yeah, but you know, I feel like if I did give up smoking, I'd probably live a little bit longer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've got these choices in life. Do I want to live a bit longer?
Yeah.
In pretty nasty world, really. I feel like we're living in a pretty nasty world. You know, it's kind of quite wicked, isn't it? You know, we've got a government and everyone's ordered to go to work.
Yes.
You know, it don't matter how you earn your money, they don't really care.
Yeah.
By the way, you know, as long as you get a living.
Pay your taxes and.
You know, they don't care how you make your money.
Yeah.
And it's just, I just find it kind of a bit of a wicked world in a funny way.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
Even with my separation, as I've said, you know, I wanted to see my daughter and my 2 children, I custody of them. But no, it's impossible, you know, in this country. Anyway, you know, they made it difficult and said no.
Yeah.
You know, and that gave my children mental health problems. You know, because they love me and they want to be with me.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just such a wicked world, and as I've said again and again, you know, like cars, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Lorries and trains and buses and, you know, airplanes, helicopters and so on. You know, we're all living in the same world.
Yeah.
We all got to put up with, you know, not all of us, but,
Yeah.
you know, depending where you live. You know, there are parts of the world that haven't got all this, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But around here, there's motorways, and, you know, there's roads everywhere. It's like roads are more important than children today, if you ask me. You know, let's build roads everywhere because everyone loves the car.
Yeah.
Which I understand. You know, we all love. You know, it's nice having a car outside, really. And you sort of say, oh, well, let's go to London tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, and you've got that choice, and you've got that car to get you there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But 100 years ago, you just didn't have that kind of technology.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
You just had to sort of stay where you were.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. Weren't able to travel and kind of move freely.
You think about it, like if that, you know, cars weren't invented and so on, or motor engine, whatever. And you know, no one would be running over today. No one would be talking about cars, and nobody would miss them.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. You know, we wouldn't miss it. You don't. Yeah. You won't miss. You don't miss what you haven't got.
Yeah.
In a kind of way.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But, you know, it does change our world, doesn't it? You know, when somebody invents the car, then they show it to a few people and they love it. And they all want one. And
like we talk about all the time, like even just like outside of cars, like the essential things like delivery trucks and all these different things that are required for you know, for food being delivered to our supermarkets and all these things. If you see what I mean.
How did it used to be? Do you see what I mean? You know, we used to manage and people used to get their food to their stomachs.
Yeah, but because of the society that we've got in place today,
things change, don't they?
They
naturally change.
If we were to lose those things, it would have a massive impact on lots of other things. If you see what I mean, you know.
Oh yeah. So this world, the way it is today, it's really kind of like slowly evolved, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like electric was invented,
and
then once electric was invented, you know, the guy come along and invented the radio, you know, and that was coming, and then other people were inventing other things because they had electric to give them the power to, you know, make different things, you know, and so on. You know, electric, it was like it gave everyone the power. Anyway, you know, to get famous.
Oh yeah, to start basically coming up with different creations.
You know, the microphone is electrical.
Exactly. Yeah.
Speakers are all electrical.
Everything, pretty much. A large. If you think about it, out there, there's so many technological devices today.
Yeah.
Which require electricity.
That's right.
You know.
So you know, like if the microphone wasn't invented.
Yeah.
We wouldn't know Michael Jackson.
True.
Today.
Yeah.
You know, no one would know nothing.
Yeah.
We wouldn't even heard of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Or you wouldn't even be watching this show now.
True. Facts, that's it.
You see what I mean?
It's as simple as that, yeah.
So, you know, electricity did change our world. It's given people work.
It was like the birth, electricity, being able to harness electricity and people being able to have electricity in their homes and otherwise on a global scale. It has massively changed. Like you said, it was honestly, it was like the birth, like, you know, that birthed everything else, if you see what I mean.
Like explosion, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like a big bang.
Yeah.
That's me. You know, but I love it. You know, I love this. I do kind of love the world of electricity. You know, I don't feel like it's made the world more dangerous. If you see what I mean. You know, children are not getting run over by electricity, are they? If you see what I mean. You know, but if anything, I think electricity helps us live longer.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, going forward in the future, they want all the cars to be electrical, don't they?
Yeah.
They don't want any more petrol cars or diesel cars or anything. They want all electric. electrical cars.
I don't think that's a very good idea because,
Yeah.
like I said, you know, it'll make the world more dangerous if you ask me. You know, because you need sound when you're crossing the road. You know, left, right, look, left, right, and listen. You know, but if you can only look, you know, like I say you're more likely to get run over because you don't hear it coming.
Yeah.
See what I mean? You know, so I don't know whether that's going to make it safer or dangerous.
Or not.
But I like the idea of it being a lot more quieter. Definitely, you know, more peaceful because I cannot stand this world really of the distractions that I'm living in. You know, like motorbikes going past and so on. You know, all the time, noisy. I can hear the train from here sometimes. You know, and if I got my bedroom open, window open a little bit, you know, it kind of like wakes me up sometimes. All these noises, you know.
Yeah.
And I just think we are living in a pretty noisy world today, where I mean, like Sundays, for instance, is a lot more quiet than any other day.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you always find that. Yeah. And that's because in our little area, predominantly on a Sunday, most of the shops are closed, aren't they? Most of them. So.
And I think you know, children don't go to school. I just, you know, like as I've said to you, I feed the pigeons nearly every day.
Yeah.
And when I go and feed them on the Sunday, I enjoy it more because it's I'm not gonna there's not so many people around.
Yeah, less hustle and bustle, and it's more peaceful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not so many buses, whatever, you know, and it's just more quieter, and I can hear myself talking, and I just know that I enjoy it more.
Yeah.
You know, I just wish it was Sunday every day.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, you know.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I've got you know, I've decided I've been using this 2003, and I was born 1965. I've been using this calendar all my life, you know, but I decided to throw it in the bin. You know, this is my life. I'm not going to use that calendar. You know, now I'm retired. I'm going to say it's Sunday every day.
Every day, yeah.
You know, I spend holiday every day for me. You know what I mean? You know, and that's the thing that I've changed about myself. I'm not going to follow the rules of everyone else. Why should I? You know, I'm not here for much longer.
Well, you're not in that position where you have to anymore. If you see what I mean, you're not in a position.
I follow my own rules.
You're not in a position where you don't have to. So then you can.
I don't believe in all it.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't believe in this calendar anyway. You know, I never
same.
have done.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's all a load of balls rubbish. You know, but I do find it useful that we have got a calendar in a kind of way.
Yeah.
And a time system in a way. You know, it's useful when it's Sunday now. We need to meet you now or whatever. You know, and that sort of.
Yeah.
You know, I do find, you know, it is a very good invention. Yeah. It's kind of controlling people in a funny way. You know, sort of like, now it's Christmas holiday, now you can break up, and now it's bonfire night or Halloween, you know, and now it's bank holiday, you know, and it's like, it drives me mad, a whole lot of it, to be honest with you, in a funny way. I can't explain it. So I think, like, we were talking about Christmas a few weeks ago, you can only kind of enjoy Christmas if you've got children around you.
Yeah.
I just feel like, well, maybe that's not true, you know, it depends on your attitude, I suppose.
Yeah, again,
I think you can enjoy your Christmas on your own.
Of course you can, yeah.
If you want to.
You got people, mate, that will have Christmas by themselves, mate. They'll put up a whole Christmas tree and decorate a tree and have it all looking all
I don't do none of that.
No, I'm not saying that you do, but you best believe it that there are people out there that will do that. They will do it for themselves. They'll bloody buy themselves some presents, wrap them up and put them under that same tree that they put up for themselves.
Can you imagine that?
And have Christmas.
Imagine having Christmas on your own. All the presents are from yourself.
From yourself. Honestly, there are people out there that do that, mate. And they'll even if they've got a little dog or
I bet there is.
Yeah. If they've got a dog or something, you know, or a cat, it'll be them and the cat and the dog, you know, having Christmas together. You know, you got people like that, mate. You best believe it. You know.
I mean, like I said, there's all different types of people out there.
Yeah.
So I used to do removals, and I used to meet all different types of people.
Yeah.
Some are rich, some are poor. But some people are hoarders. You know, you go in there and you think, wow.
Yeah.
We're going to need 3 lorries loads for this. I mean, they've got so much stuff. And, you know, sometimes I've done a removal in the past, and there's just an old lady on her